Hi, I'm Coach Rosa Seward. I am the CEO of Brick House Cardio Club in Stafford, Virginia. I am a personal trainer, a group exercise instructor, and I am a Plate by Zumba coach. Plate by Zumba is a 4-week program that we're participating in, and now we have come to our lesson on food labels and grocery shopping. This particular section of the program was written by Lisa Dorfman, a registered dietitian and sports nutritionist. Now, there are laws that dictate what labels can say. The USDA and the FDA both tell us consumers what the labels should have. Unfortunately, they don't necessarily compare notes before they establish these laws. But we can still get some good information based on what these laws are. So when you're trying to determine what is poor or good nutritional values when it comes to our daily values, just remember 2 simple things: 5% or less or 20% or greater as your guidelines. For example, if something has 2% vitamin C, that's not good. On the other hand, if it says 40% of vitamin B12, then that's a good source of vitamin B12. I've seen lots of times when there are cereals or bars that are marked protein bars, and when I check the content of that, they may have 21 grams of sugar and maybe 7 grams of protein. Well, it should be a sugar bar, not a protein bar. So just try to remember those values. 2%, anything that's 5% or less is not really good for you. Anything that has 20% or more, then it's going to be a good source of whatever that particular macro or micronutrient that you're looking for. Okay? All the ingredients on the labels are going to be listed by weight from greatest to least amount. Basically, if sugar is listed first or some form of sugar, then the product is going to be mostly sugar. And you'll find that a lot of times with cereals and processed candy bars and things like that. Unfortunately, the labels will not distinguish between natural and added sugars. So there we have a problem, because if you're looking at something that's fruit, so say for example dried fruit, not processed fruit, but dried fruit, then the sugar is probably natural sugar. There are some fruits that have sugars added, and you'll know because they are almost like a jellied substance. They're not even recognizable as the fruit that it's supposed to be. I've seen that with dried pineapples. They don't even look like, they look like little jellies, little pineapple jellies or something like that. But the serving size is going to also be listed on the labels. Now here's where the USDA and the FDA don't match. But to determine how many servings are in a package, simply multiply the calories by the serving size for a total. So if you have a candy bar that says it has 150 calories, and you think, wow, that's pretty good, and then you look at the servings in that candy bar and it might be 3, well, now you're looking at 450 calories in that candy bar, and if you eat the whole thing, then that's what you're having. Start at the top of your label. The average person eats 1 or more helping or 1 or more serving size. So start with figuring out how many servings are in a package. Multiply the calories for that to get the total. Then look at the total fat. 1 teaspoon of fat, true low fat. If you're looking for something that's low fat, then it's going to be 3 grams or less per serving size. Remember the 5-gram rule or less. Types of fats are the saturated fat. That's going to be the most unhealthy fat. Trans fats, anything that has trans fats, you do not want to eat at all. And remember, cholesterol is only found in animal products. So if you have high cholesterol and you've tried every single thing that you can think of to lower it, just stop eating meat for a little while, at least until your next visit with the doctor, and you'll see that that number will decrease. One thing that a lot of people aren't aware of is sodium. The daily maximum for sodium is 2,400 milligrams, unless you are African American, over 51 years of age, or if you have kidney issues. In those particular cases, then you only want to consume 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day. Remember, for me, I cannot have more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium because I'm African American and I happen to be 50. So got two things going against me. So remember that. You should have a minimum of 25 to 40 grams per day. And sugar, naturally combined sugar and added sugars are going to be one number. You won't know the difference. 4 grams of sugar equals 1 teaspoon. If you are looking at trying to figure out how much protein, if it says 4 grams of protein, that's equal to 1/2 ounce, which is like the finger size of meat. That would be how you can determine that portion. When you see claims such as low fat, healthy heart, reduced sodium, good source of whole grains, these things are all regulated. So here, those manufacturers must follow the guidelines that are established by the USDA or the FDA, depending on the product. But if it says it's low fat, then it has to have 3 grams or less. If it says fat-free on the package, then it has to be at least less than 1/2 a gram of fat. Anything that's low sodium has to have less than 140 milligrams. Low calorie means that it has less than 40 calories. If your label says it's calorie free, it is allowed to have up to 5 or up to 4 calories. So anything that's less than 5 calories can be labeled calorie free. Low cholesterol, it has to have less than 20 milligrams of cholesterol and 2 grams of saturated fat. And then let's talk about organic. Now, certified organic or non-GMO is what you want to look for. In Europe, GMO is not allowed at all. And in some Asian countries, the same. They're not even allowed to have it in the foods at all. Anything that says it's 100% organic cannot have any other ingredients other than water and salt. So 100% organic fruit cannot have anything added, or 100% organic chicken cannot have anything added. Water and salt are the only things that are allowed. Organic alone means that it's 95% organic. If it says includes organic, that means it's about 70% or 70% of the ingredients are organic. When you see something that says natural, it has no legal definition at all, so forget that claim. You don't want it. Natural, I've seen natural Cheetos. Doesn't do anything for you. You want to limit the fats, the types of fats, and the sources, and make sure you pay attention to the sources of the fat. For heart health, never eat anything that has any amount of trans fat. Sodium adds extra pounds of water and can lead to high blood pressure. Your body holds on to the water to dilute the sodium, which is why we always feel bloated after we eat salty foods. Eating whole foods means that you're playing it safe because you never have to analyze labels. Just try to remember, when you're shopping, you want to shop at the right time of the day when you're least hungry. So after you've eaten a meal, that's when you want to go shopping. It'll help make the best decisions and give you patience to read the food labels to prevent you from impulsively buying unhealthy choices. Also, make sure you have plenty of time to grab the best selections of greens, fruits, and whole grains, and beans. Shop the perimeter of the grocery store. This is when you'll be able to avoid the aisles. Around the perimeter, you'll find fresh fruit. You can have frozen, it's a good option. Organic is preferable, but of course it's more expensive. Anything that's packaged, read the labels to make sure there's no added sugar. If it's canned, make sure it's in its own juice. Nothing that's packed in that sugary syrup. You'll also find fresh vegetables around the perimeter. If they're canned, look for sodium-free or no salt added. And again, not in any kind of sauce. If the can is labeled organic, that's a plus. If you do buy fruit, you want to make sure that you either buy organic if you can, or make sure that you wash your fruit, especially the dirty dozen. These are the fruits that have the highest pesticide loads, and that includes your apples, strawberries, grapes, celery, peaches, spinach, bell peppers, nectarines, cucumbers, cherry tomatoes, snap peas, and white potatoes, the dirty dozen. So make a list of those. Make sure that you include the clean 15 foods. These are the ones that have the lowest pesticide load and are safest and conventionally grown crops. Those are your avocados, your sweet corn, pineapples, cabbage, sweet peas, even the frozen version, onions, asparagus, mangoes, papayas, kiwi, eggplant, grapefruit, cantaloupe, cauliflower, and sweet potatoes. So after completing this particular lesson, after you made your list, I'd like for you to, as a homework assignment, write down at least 10 dirty dozen items that you know that you need to wash, clean. List 10 of the clean 15 that you want to include in your diet this week. And your assignment is to post a photo of a label of some food item, doesn't matter what it is, and then analyze the nutritional content in the comment section. I will look forward to seeing your post, and I will look forward to seeing you on our next video, which is going to talk about fiber and digestive health, and that was written by Dr. Neil Barnard in the Plate by Zumba program. All right, see you next time.